MLK was basically telling my ancestors, hey, a white man's gonna punch you in the face. Bow. Don't worry about it, turn the other cheek. Bow.
Life comes at you fast, perhaps too fast. I like this one.
Judge Mathis is more influential than Martin Luther King. I said what I said, mic drop, y'all finished or y'all done. Martin Luther King. That nigga didn't do nothing. As far as I'm concerned, that nigga did nothing. What did he do for black people? Now, obviously, those statements I just made are gonna ruffle some feathers. I don't give a I've been saying the same thing since middle school. But at the time, I was saying Malcolm X was a bigger inspiration than Martin Luther King. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on the fact that I feel like Martin Luther King held us back a couple hundred years. He held back all black Americans. Martin Luther King, in a time and a place in America when black people were suffering, told us to keep suffering. MLK was basically telling my ancestors, hey, a white man's gonna punch you in the face. Bow. Don't worry about it, turn the other cheek. Bow. Nah, bro, I can't stand for that. I can't stand for that or with that. He was weak. Martin Luther King was weak. My whole life growing up, I just admired Malcolm X. I admired Malcolm X because he was a black man in America, and despite struggle, he said he's gonna make it by any means necessary. That's the motto I took on in my life. So I feel like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Fred Hampton, Judge Mathis, there are plenty of black people that influenced us better than Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King did nothing. He pandered to white people, and that's why they love him so much in America. That's why he had a birthday. That's why he had holidays. Malcolm X is still yet to have one. You know what I'm saying? Fred Hampton is yet to have one. Malcolm X is yet to have one. MLK did nothing for black people, but he did stuff for everybody around the world. He taught the lesson of forgiveness. He taught black people to forgive white people for torturing us and treating us unfairly. That's why most people, in particular white folks, love Martin Luther King. He was telling niggas, hey, don't worry about them beating y'all. Just take it, accept it, and they'll move on. No, sir. I'm not gonna lie. Most of my people that are from the South, my older relatives, they said a lot of people didn't even respect Martin Luther King at the time. They thought it was stupid what he was doing. They thought he was just causing more waves and causing more trouble. So no matter what they tell y'all about Martin Luther King, for black people in America in the 60s when there was racial time going on, he was a problem and a hindrance. They didn't like him. Niggas wasn't trying to hear Martin Luther King back then, even that day. Malcolm X was teaching black people to get it by any means necessary. No matter how you got to get it, do what you got to do. I feel like that's how most black Americans should have been thinking in the 1960s when a bunch of racial segregation was going on. Anybody get in my comment section, what do you feel like Martin Luther King did for black society? I don't think he did anything. Me personally, I'm saying he didn't do anything. But get in the comment section because I respectfully want to know what he did that can possibly change my mind is thinking maybe he is a leader for what was going on. I don't think so. I feel like he was a pawn. I feel like white people I feel like deep down, keeping it real, man, white people paid Martin Luther King. They paid him to say these types of crazy ass things. I think they paid him to say that type of shit. Turn the other cheek if you're getting shot. Turn the other cheek if you're getting beaten, stabbed on. Turn the other cheek and show forgiveness. And that's why I feel like there's plenty of other black superheroes, man, that stood up for black American rights and just black people in a time when nobody else did. He's probably having dreams and concussions. I don't know what type of dreams this nigga was having, thinking the world's gonna change by letting niggas get beat and just accepting punishment and unfair treatment. Like, what was gonna change about that? White people would come to their senses one day and say, hey, you know what, man, this isn't right, man. We've been getting off for so many years and holding them back, and we can take advantage of that. But that's just wrong. Dog, that was never going to happen. What dream did you have, my nigga? You need to wake up. I feel like MLK's dream gave a lot of black people false hope. That dream is not a reality. Martin Luther King never influenced me to do nothing. Like, nothing. None of his speeches made me feel a way. Nothing I ever heard from him or seen him do in history made me feel nothing. Like, he did nothing. Bro, I watch Judge Mathis every day. Y'all know that nigga story? Judge Mathis made me go to school. Like, watching him every day and then getting on people, black folks and saying, oh man, this is sorry. You a sorry excuse for a black man. This is what all the world thinks about black people. We sorry, we don't go to school, we don't got no skills. That made me want to go. You don't need somebody like Martin Luther King. You need somebody like Judge Mathis. You need somebody like Malcolm X. You need other people like that for the problems that we're facing in our lifetime. We couldn't do nothing with Martin Luther King. We're facing so much as just a civilization of black people in a whole new situation, dealing with new problems, and you're just telling us, oh, ignore it, let them treat you any way they shall, and we'll overcome. That's not gonna work, bro. That hurt us, bro. That hurt us till today. Martin Luther King hurt us till today. with those type of decisions and that thought process. He hurt us till today. I do want to be respectful of my elders, man, because I feel like if he believed that, if Martin Luther King actually believed what he was doing was right, he put his life on the line, believing that that'll help us. I don't see how or why, but that's what I mean. I want to show some respect. So that's why I keep saying respectfully, somebody get in the comments, somebody say something. Because me getting into a fight with somebody that shot my brother and saying, okay, that's fine, you can shoot my brother, I'm just going to look away. He's probably going to think he can kill me or kill somebody else in my family versus me saying by any means necessary and me having a certain attitude in a way about myself. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like Martin Luther King failed to teach black civilization before he was taken away from us. So I'm just saying I felt like he was giving black Americans the wrong message and setting a bad standard for us moving forward.